Hi everybody, Steve Petronella here. I want to do a special unboxing today with you. This is for a brand new product. This is for the Anker SOLIX C2000 Gen2 portable power station. I know you've probably already seen a lot of it, information released on it. This is something that I appreciate the opportunity. I want to give a shout out to and a special thanks to Anker SOLIX and the Anker SOLIX official club for the opportunity to not only review the product but also test it. So I wanted to do an unboxing today, and I want to cover some of the specs on it and what my intention is with testing it. And from there, I'll be making some other videos to kind of give you an idea of the performance and what kind of things this can be tested against. But let's open it up and see what we're looking at here. Of course, you got to be smarter than the box to get into it, right? Yeah. So this is my first unboxing video with you guys. I've actually never done an unboxing before. In fact, I've not really done any videos like this, so this is kind of my first attempt at this. And I do appreciate the opportunity to get to do this. This C2000 Gen 2 has just been extremely hot online. I've seen a lot of information on it already on the various sites. So I wanted to just unbox it with you guys and take a first look at it. So at first glance on the unboxing, we've got our normal quick start guide. Okay, I'll show that to you. Our normal power station safety information and our warranty. Now, much like you've seen in other unboxing videos that folks have done, the packaging on this thing is outstanding. Again, the nice strong styrofoam. They do a really good job, Anker, of making sure that they protect their products before they ship them out to us. And this here is the unit. So let's just pull this out, and I'm going to put this box to the side here. And let's take a look at this thing and see what we're working with here. Now, right off the bat, I'm not a person who can lift a lot of weight, but this product here is about 41.7 pounds, so it's just over 42 pounds. So what I'll do is put the camera down a little bit so you guys can get a better look at it, so you can actually see what it looks like. Excellent. So this is it, the Anker C2000 Gen 2 portable power station. As I talk through this thing, I'm gonna kind of point to the various aspects of this. Of course, you'll notice right off the bat when you learn about the specs of this and when you see them online, this is just over 2 kilowatt hours. And what's great about this model is we have the opportunity to expand at some point and add another battery to double the capacity for this item. So I think that's awesome. So it's actually 2,048 watt hours. Again, the weight's at 41.7 pounds. The dimensions on this thing has got some really excellent dimensions on it. It surprisingly has a small footprint. It's 18 by 9.8 by 10.1. Now, what else is awesome about this is there's 5 of your AC plugs right on the front here. So you'll get that. And then there's a TT30R is over on this side here. TT30R over here. And then there's actually 2 140 watt USB-Cs. So you'll see those on top up here. And then what else you'll see with this is, in addition to the 240 watt USB-Cs, there's one 15 watt USB-C, and there's also a 112 watt USB-A. Of course, you got your cigarette lighter, and that's going to have it at that's the 1 by 120 watts. Now this thing is actually listed as 88 minutes from 0 to 100% charge. I guess it's got a solar input capacity of roughly 800 watts, so you can put solar into this. So that's the front of the device. I want to give you a shot of the side of the device now. This is the actual expansion port. So This is where you'll be able to put your battery to double the power. Now, what's fascinating about this is it's not the same plug as the one that would be for the, doesn't look to be the same exact size as the BP 3800 for the F 3800 original and plus, but it's a very similarly styled plug that's there. So you'll be able to double the capacity of this with that. So that's on that side. And then we'll swap to this side here. So on this side, you've got your various ports. Of course, you got your AC power to charge this up. And then you also have your XT60. Now, I believe this is XT60i from what people are saying, because it does have that single pin in the top. And I don't believe I have an XT60i cord, but there's actually a small pin right at the top of this here. Of course, this is your reset button. And then I believe that's it for the actual plugs on here. So this is kind of a breakdown of this particular unit. I'm not sure what other information to give you other than let's just turn it on and see what it does, because ultimately I'm going to have to start this up anyway, and the display is fantastic. I'll try to get some of that glare off there. Look at that. It's got that speedometer look, which is really cool. I know there's menu options, which I'm going to have to go through, and then I can give you guys a demonstration of that. What I intend to do is take this dog bone adapter right here, and I actually intend to take the dog bone adapter and go from the TT30R with a plug into take right now the NEMA 1450 plug that's going into the double power hub, and I'm going to put it into this instead. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the transfer switch, my current transfer switch, to run some of the circuits in my house, like for my office, so I can test that out. Another thing I'm going to do is I'm going to see how well my refrigerator does. Interesting thing about the refrigerator is when I saw this unit, I know that they show on the website, I believe it can go like 32 to 64 hours. And I think that that's fantastic. Now, my refrigerator is probably a 22, 23-year-old refrigerator. So I'm kind of hoping to see exactly how far my refrigerator is actually going to go on a charge once I charge this to 100%. So I believe I've covered the ports on this. Of course, this has your LFP with the 4,000 life cycles, 10 years, 80%. The XT60 is an XT60i. I think I mentioned that. 11 to 60 volts at 17 amps, 17 amp max with a wattage of 800. Of course, you can do AC input charging, which is what I'm going to do to charge this up, and that's up to 1800 watts max, 12 amp continuous. We talked about the 520 volt 20 amp plugs on the front. The charge port is the car charging aspect. I know that it was mentioned before about there's going to be an 800 watt fast alternator charging setup that's going to be coming out in November, so you'll be able to do some fast charging. Now, there are 6 ways to recharge this, in case I didn't touch on all of them. One is AC, second one is AC and solar together. Solar, of course, is the third. What's neat about this is you have your normal car plug, which can give you some charge that way, and then you also have your you also have the ability to do that alternator charger with the 800 watts. Now, one of the awesome things that I see on here is it mentions the ability to charge from a gas generator too. I did want to mention there were a couple cables that were in the box that I missed, and I apologize for that. This is an XT60i to your car socket, and of course this is your very meaty and heavy duty AC cord. So I wanted to touch on that. I know that in the advertisements it shows that it can power up to 99% of appliances. It's got a 2400 watt rated power output with a 4000 watt peak power, which is pretty awesome. I mean, that's this machine at 2 kilowatts is absolutely astounding for the size, the weight. The other thing is, which is great, is an issue that's been addressed in other units, is it's got the 9 watt idle power consumption. So there isn't a lot of idle power consumption, and I'll see that hopefully when I run through my tests, I can get an idea of what type of power consumption there is. Now I know when it talks about the fridge, I do see the 32 to 64 hours again through the website. And again, my refrigerator is older, so I'm hoping I can get a true test of how my refrigerator performs on that. I just want to make sure I've touched on everything. The 800 watt ultra fast alternator charging, I mentioned that's coming out in November. The other thing too is on the app for this. I noticed that this has the Storm Guard built in. I can't wait to learn more about that. I'm excited to see what the actual Storm Guard, how that works. I did mention the 4,000 cycles, up to 80% over 10 years of its capacity. It's got the 5-year warranty, 10-year lifespan, and it's actually 30 decibels. I'll be able to test that when I'm actually using this in my bedroom for my CPAP. I'm hoping to run my medical equipment overnight, see how this performs. It should have absolutely no problem doing that. My interest is how many nights could I potentially get running this. So I'm very excited to try that out. The app itself, just I know it's going to be like the normal Anker app on my phone, but I do like the fact that there's the standard mode and the severe weather mode, or I guess storm guard mode. Again, Wi-Fi and Bluetooth connection. There's a time of use mode. I do not have a lot of experience with time of use since I do not have a home power panel. I have a manual transfer switch, so I don't have a lot of experience with the time of use itself. So there's basically I'll be able to learn about that too. What's interesting is it does say, and I mentioned this, recharging time. 45 minutes can get you to 80%. Full recharge, I believe it talks about somewhere in the 88-minute mark. I'll know that once I begin to charge this thing up. So I think that's about it. I do thank you guys for, again, this is my first opportunity to test and review and test a unit. I definitely look forward to giving you guys some results on that. And I'll catch you in the next video. Thanks again. Appreciate it.